Hi everybody, I'm Nikki White, and I'm going to talk about your options of what you can wear in your pointe shoes. Pointe shoes are so individual that it's really going to be a trial and error type of situation for you to figure out what's going to work best for you. I definitely needed to use toe spacers in my shoes, but when I bought the Dr. Scholl's, the gel ones, somehow I always tore them in half, or they would break, and they're quite expensive. And so I found a little solution for what to use as toe spacers, and I wanted to share it with you. Again, it might not work for everybody, but this is just an idea. At any pharmacy, they sell these little makeup triangles, and they're made out of foam, and it's really cheap. They're the wedges, and I think there was 32 in here. I think this was like $1 or $2. So what I do is I take one of these wedges, and it just so happens that there's already like a nice little seam on the wedges, and I just cut it right along that seam. And I use two spacers. I use one between my big toe and second toe, so I use the thicker one, and I use another spacer between my fourth and fifth toe, and I use the small one. And these last as long as you want them to, as long as you keep washing them. Don't go without washing them. They absorb sweat, they're nice and soft, they never tear, and they're super cheap. And when you're done with one, you grab another one. And they're just a great alternative and a good idea. As far as toe pads go, I started with lamb's wool. I started with not even the nice already made pads that they have now, just straight lamb's wool where you pull out a bunch, wrap it around your toes, and it worked for a little while, but once I discovered the actual pads that form to your feet, I was hooked on these. And then I went through a crazy phase where I didn't use anything except paper towels, and I don't recommend that because that kind of ate my toes alive. After the paper towel phase, I discovered Bunhead Pads. These are great. I love them because they have a layer of gel on the inside, they're soft, and they're very thin. A lot thinner than like the lamb's wool. But if you have too much space in your shoe, you might want to fill it with this. Otherwise, I would go with something like this. They are a bit expensive, but again, if you wash them all the time and you let them air out, they'll last forever. They also have a kid's size that isn't quite as long on the bottom. It's like half this length, and that's actually the one I use because I don't like having this under the pad of my foot. I like having it much smaller, so it's personal preference. The last thing that all dancers need is toe tape. You can put a Band-Aid on your toe, and I guarantee you it'll slide off halfway through bar. Put a Band-Aid on, put tape over it. Waterproof if you have it, otherwise just something that can breathe a little bit. Athletic tape is fine too, but you want to get it quite narrow because you want to be able to wrap it several times around your toe. And that is my little spiel on what you can put inside your shoes. If you have any questions or comments, let me know, and I will get back to you soon. All right, happy pointe shoes!